Okay, students, so we'll move on to the next concept. Actually, is a different concept called emerging technologies in audit. So before that, we will have a quick recap of what we had learned in the past. So we had started with the concept number one, which is your digital audit. So I don't want you to tell, we discussed what is digital audit, why it is important, what challenges are there, how auditing can happen digitally, what challenges are there, what advantages are there. So everything we understood about digital audit. The heart of this particular chapter is concept number two. It is a identify and assess IT risk. Okay, so what is your first step? Is to understand. So when you talk about understanding, there are three things you need to know what to understand. Okay, so you need to understand applications, infrastructures, people, policies and procedures, risks and controls. Then second, what are the key areas you need to understand? Okay, the flow of transaction, manual controls or automated control, complexity of the organization, then how systems are developed and maintained, and what you need to document. You need to document that table they had given, no? What is that SAP? Application is SAP, the database is Oracle, then your application in-house. So that is what you need to document. Hello, you have understood. Then what is your next step? After you understand, you need to identify. So before identifying, what all the types of risks you have got? Okay. So general risk is your system downtime, because you can have a system downtime, you can have unauthorized access to the data, somebody can change the program may not be updated. So it's the same 315 related risks we are going to talk here, no difference. You can go back to SA 315 and see what it is. But primarily when we talk about identify and assess the IT risk, so we are talking about the application risk. So what is your application risk? We can also call it as a IT dependency. So how many types of IT dependencies are there? There are five. One, you have got, okay, first question comes, why it is important to know? Because you can know exactly what is the risk, where you can focus, and you can develop your audit approach. Then what are those types of IT dependencies? Yes, you have got this controls, automated controls. You have got calculations. You have got access security. You have got interface, and you have got report. These are all the five controls. Okay, so when you talk about an application risk, then you should talk about ITGC or general IT controls or application control. What are those general IT controls? We have got three: access, program change, network, operations. So these are all the things you have learned, you have understood. This is the major, it should be sitting in your mind. So when you talk about the IT risk, there is another version of the IT risk which is emerging right now, which was, these are all, I can say these risks are traditional risk. But one modern risk is emerging, that is called cyber risk. So I will take it as a separate section or subsection. So application risk and cyber risk. So when you talk about ITGC, it is for your IT dependency controls here. So cyber. So first question comes, what are the types of cyber risk? So we found out that there are 8 types and subtypes of cyber risk. Then what will be the stages? We found that there are 3 stages: that assessing the risk, impact of the evaluating the impact, and managing. Next question comes, okay, if I want to have a comprehensive controls, is there any framework? Yes, there is a NIST framework, which they didn't tell, but it is actually NIST framework. It is the National Institute of Science and Technology, some US related organization. So they said 5 principles. What are those? Identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. Then can you give me some examples of controls? Yes, primarily the fraud will happen with regard to cash when vendor master changes, online wire transfer or online payments, and third is your patch management. That's it. This is all about what we have learned. These are all your called control considerations. Examples of control consideration. That's a, if you see, this is the major students. It looks very big, but actually it's very simple. So identify the risk means application risk, cyber risk. Application risk will have ITGCs. Cyber risk will have a framework. And they have given the example. Done, right? This is what we have learned. No? Is there anything left? And one more thing we learned. Okay, when we speak about cyber, we speak about remote audit also. So when remote audit, you have got some, you have to take care. Okay, primarily you have to have a feasibility, confidentiality, security, and you need to have a risk assessment. So three factors you need to consider. There is some advantages, disadvantages. Consider the work from home. These are all small things. You can always write it. Yes, today we will proceed with the emerging technologies in audit. That means what is that new technologies you are adopting right now, for which the advanced ITT syllabus also got changed from last year. They also introduced all these topics there in the advanced ITT. Okay, some blockchain is pending, AI is also a bit pending, but RPA, data analytics, these are all have some C Power BI and all. So now, emerging technologies are altering the financial reporting environment substantially. Some of the examples are data analytics, AI, RPA, blockchain. So let me explain everything. But in this section, they spoke only about the data analytics, and they created one more section later after this data analytics section, and they called this section as a automated tools in audit. And these topics they discussed in the automated tool, but actually you can remove that heading and we can talk about the same emerging technologies on audit. We will club it under one category only. Instead of automated tools in audit, we will call it as a emerging technologies in audit. Okay, first of all, what is data analytics? Okay, as the use of financial emerging technologies using in the financial reporting process, because clients are using this, it becomes important for auditors also to upskill on the emerging technologies. You should also be aware now how this is impacting your audit. Some important considerations for auditors is whether the management is properly assessing the impact of emerging technology. Simply they are using robots. Tomorrow that robot should not kill. In movies and all this show, no? Okay, you have got a robot, tomorrow that robot is taking control. Have they made that impact assessment? This is auditor need to understand. Anyhow, leave it. Let us right away start focusing on what is data analytics techniques. The first part. What is data analytics? See, when you talk about the concept of data analytics, you need to have certain understanding about this concept. Okay, so what is the data? First of all, let us have some basic understanding about what is data. Data is it information? No, it is something truth. Now, who creates this truth? The time creates the truth. Like see today, right now, we are having so many data is getting generated. I am speaking, you are attending, we are listening, I am wearing blue color shirt, you are having some color of dress. See, so much data is getting generated every time. So much truth. But is it a data? No. What is the data? When you record something, that becomes your data. Like see, at the end of the day, you have got your SR number, you have put in the Zoom. So I will capture that. Okay, it is captured somewhere. That becomes data. So I have a lot of data. But with the data, what you can do? Nothing. So you have to connect this data with some benchmark and all, and you need to get one information. Information is nothing but when you process the data, you get information. Okay, now I can find out who is absent to the class, whose percentage of attendance is so much. What is the, okay, is it a red or green is the benchmark? So that is nothing but an information tool so that I can take a decisions. So generally, the organization also gets the data and they will store it in the form of something called a tables, which is similar to Excel. This is called a database. So they store the data here. Every cell will have some truth. Now it can be the customer name, it can be the amount, it can be the data, okay, whatever. So like this, there are so many tables. Just like in our kitchen, we have got so many racks and we have stored so many things. Like in the fridge, there are so many things. Now comes what is analytics? See, hope you are clear. I can give a simple analogy. What is data? Data is like a food grain, or it is like a vegetable, which is stored in one particular rack of one dibba of my rack. This is your kitchen. Now, what is analytics? Before that, we should know what is analysis. So when you talk about analysis, you break the whole into pieces. and each piece you try to interconnect with the other. If you are cooking, your cooking has made up of so many components, like there are onions, there is oil, there is tomato, there is dal. See, there are so many components. What you end up doing, you follow certain methods, you follow certain steps, use these inputs and some tools. You see, without this input, can you do cooking? No. That means data is always required for you. You don't know how to do it. You don't know the steps of doing that. Like take the kadai first, put onion, then fry it, then you put dal. See, there is a step, right? That means if you don't know the steps, you cannot do it. So you know the cooking also, you have the ingredients also, but you don't have that vessel. You cannot cook. You don't have that oven. You cannot cook. So primarily, when I do an analysis, I need a data which is being stored. I need steps to analyze it. Plus, I need tools to analyze it. Now, using this, no, see, you integrate, you interconnect, you relate it, and ultimately, all this data will lose its individual identity. Once you are cooked, no, you become dal khichdi. In the dal khichdi, the onion has lost its identity, dal has lost its identity, rice has lost its identity, and something new has come now. So, when you do this analysis, all the data will lose its identity and something new is going to come. You call it as a information. Now one question, I hope you are clear. So in analysis, you interconnect so many components with each other. That's why we call it the substantive analytical procedures. Analytical procedure means you try to figure out the relationship. When you are preparing tea, you will never put onion into the tea because tea and onion doesn't suit. They don't have a relationship. But ginger and a tea has got a relationship. It suits. Similarly, you connect the data which are related to each other, debtors turnover ratio with the creditors turnover ratio, with the stock turnover ratio. You try to establish that relationship and see, okay, what is that information I am trying to get? What is that one number? What is that one factor? What it tells me? Now one question comes, what is analysis you have learned? What is analytics? How they are different? See, analysis is something about the past. That means you never invented something new. Like someone invented debtors turnover ratio. Someone invented stock turnover ratio. You every month you run that process and calculate the debtors turnover ratio. You calculate the stock turnover ratio and tell to the management. Just like, did you invent preparation of tea? No. Somebody invented and you have been taught that process. From the time immemorial, you are doing that tea the same way you have been taught. So when you are doing a tea is actually an analysis. You see so many ingredients, related ingredients will come, they will follow some step and you got one outcome. So similarly, in an analysis, so many ingredients will come and you design something more like what a cook has done. You didn't invent anything new. The information, what you are going to get is what you are expecting only. You knew it. Okay, what's going to come? Now, what is analytics? See, please understand, we are talking substantive analytical procedure. Analysis procedure, no, we are not talking that in audit. We are talking analytical procedures. See, you are like a chef now. What a chef will do? See, nobody told you. First time you only thought, what if I put a ginger into this tea? See, the moment you have put a ginger into the tea, that is no more called a tea, that is called a ginger tea. Similarly, no one told you to divide, say, debtors turnover ratio by gross profit ratio. For example, debtors turnover ratio, everybody is calculating. Stock turnover ratio or gross profit ratio is everybody is calculating. But when nobody told you to multiply, but when you multiplied, you found some relationship, which is very distinctive, which was never done before. That process is called analytics. It will try to give you something hidden information, hidden flavors. Nobody invented that earlier. So you come up with something new now. That is analytics. Are you clear, students? Analysis and analytics. Now, what is data science? In data science, you try to predict using statistical tools what will be the situation, what may be. So you have got machine learning. Okay, so you have got a big data analysis, trending patterns, hidden patterns you find. In analytics also, you will try to find the patterns, but You are not predicting it. This is historical. What is that? In science, you predict, okay, from 2 years from now, how much will be my plant capacity? How much will be the demand going to come? So I hope this part is very clear to you. Otherwise, it's very difficult to understand this part. Now you read this. What is data analytics technique? They are preparing the meaningful information. I always told you, like data will not give you. Okay, your attendance is just a data. But when I compile that attendance and I will prepare one chart or a graph, that is actually an information. How did you get that information? From the raw data only. What is data? A truth which happened and we recorded it. How? Using processes. That means steps, tools, and techniques. Techniques are more like a method, the way of doing. But whatever you do, there should be step 1, step 2, step 3. That is the process. This step 2, you could have done this way or you could have done this way. That is the technique. Like I am preparing a tea, I can have that jali or I can have a cloth. My technique. Okay. So, and I'll be using different types of tools. This concept is called the data analytics so that you get the meaningful information. Now, audit analytics or audit data analytics involves large set of data analyzing. Analyzing means you interconnect the data, try to find the insights, trends, and try to make the informed decision. Like, what is the problem with this organization? Should I change my nature of the procedure? It looks problematic. This is a fraud. Okay, there is an issue here. This is the ROMM is very high. So this type of insights you are going to get when you analyze the large volume of data. Now, I hope you are clear. So when you say audit procedures, we have got two type of audit procedures called test of control, substantive procedure. Substantive procedures has test of detail and substantive analytical procedures. So when they talk about this analytical techniques, audit analytics, they are talking about this substantive analytical procedure. Or one more type of audit procedure you have got called a risk assessment procedure. And one of the risk assessment procedure is analytical procedure. We already discussed the difference between analytical procedure and substantive analytical procedure. So when you talk about analytics, it can be analytical procedure or substantive analytical procedures. Now, as a result, business will be able to create strategies because they come to know now, oh, this is the data. I have to focus more on this customer segment. I have to scrap this product. Auditors can improve the audit quality. So analytics is going to help both the people. It can help to analyze the new patterns, identify the anomalies, and extract the useful information. Now, when you are using this data analytics method in an audit, we call it as a CAT, computer assisted audit techniques. Method is way of doing. That means when you start auditing digitally, in that auditing digitally, you bring data analytics techniques. That means you use Power BI, you use Excel to analyze the data. Then we call them CATs, computer assisted audit techniques and tools. You can also call it as a CAT, computer assisted audit techniques and tools, because both are required. So you need a method also to solve the problem. You need a tools also. Now, what are the examples of such tools? I can start with Excel. Excel itself is a CAT tool. Then we have got Power BI. Then we have got 9. They have got ACL, Asterisk. These are all the different types of CAT tools. It involves multiple data. I told you, no, like dal khichdi has got multiple ingredients. Multiple analytical tool or visualize, like it can have involve multiple analytical tool. Like see, it can have an Excel, Power BI, 9, Asterisk, or visualization tools. That means you will get in the form of a picture, graph, and in all the tools gives that visualization that can help the auditor to dive deep into the problem statement. This also minimizes the scope of missing out key attributes that might be higher risk to the organization. So you will come to know something by doing analytics. Like simple front. If I tabulate all of your test mock test results, see, that is an analytics actually. I have data. When I tabulate it and compare with the benchmark, yes, I get a better insight. Auditor performing analytical uses various tools. Please understand, technique is different. Technique is a way of doing, method. Method will remain the same. Tools may change. So what are the different popular tools used in the CAT? CAT is computer assisted audit technique. This requires tool. Now, they gave some examples of 4 tools. Understand it. ACL, It's called an audit command language. So primarily remember, students, command language means yesterday you remember, no, I showed on black color screen where I wrote some command py pip install something. You can assume these ACL tools are like that, where you write a command. What for? What I did yesterday, I can write a command to extract the data. So primarily, I can say ACL is a very old software which was primarily used earlier days. Nowadays, a lot of new languages and new softwares have come. So primarily, it will help you to extract the data and analyze it. Help you to for fraud detection and risk management. It samples, it will do the sampling also from the last set of data, and it could help you to figure out the control weakness. So audit command language is used to analyze and check the completeness of the data, complete data. Trial balance reconciliation, it can compare the book value, the ledger balances with the trial balance. You can write commands there. Entity provides the general ledger dump, the system trial balance. So when the general ledger dump is provided, you can check whether the trial balance values are matching to the general ledger balance. Using ACL, you can go beyond the capacity of Excel, because Excel can have only 10 lakh rows. But you can go for beyond it, and you can develop pivot, sum, all those type of things you can do using ACL. So it's an audit command language. Primarily, you remember when you talk about ACL, it's a command language and it helps in data extraction and analysis. And you can write about something it's exceeding Excel. It can do the GL recall, GLTB recall. See, these are all the key things you remember if at all they ask you about ACL. See, even we have never worked ACL. Not required. Okay, but just understand that there are tools like this in the market which can help you to do GL reconciliation. It can, volume of transactions can be very high. There is another tool called asterisk. Okay, what is the difference between a command line and asterisk? See, here you spoke in the language of a command. You gave a command. You type. But here you will have something like one workflow like this. See, this is called a workflow. You don't type a command here. So this is the another similar tool is nothing but what you are going to come across called a 9. 9 is also like this, where you drag, drop, link instead of typing. Python is something where you type command. So primarily I told you we have got two languages: graphical user interface, command line interface. This is asterisk is more like a graphical users. So somebody need not learn that command. Somebody need not learn that formulas, syntax. You can just drag and drop. So why you are going to use it? It is for consolidation of the operational data. See, you took data from one source, another source, another source. Did you not consolidate here? So asterisk is primarily meant for that. It will give you full transparent trail of every action. See, everything is recorded here. You know, okay, from which place source data came, what did you do here, what action happened here, what output came. See, this is called a trail. Anyone can understand how the movement of the data happens. See, in command, it is very difficult to figure out the trail. Which command you gave first, which command you gave second, what you did later. So it becomes very difficult. But since it is in the form of a visual, it's very easy for you. So fully transparent audit trail of every action is performed in the form of a workflow. This is called a workflow. See, work, flow. Work is flowing from one step to step, second step, which makes it easier for the learner, where you no need to have any knowledge of the code or a script. Code and script are one and the same. Some people call it code, some people call it script. I call it script. Script is nothing but a code only. Also, somebody can call it as a command. I hope it's clear. Now, asterisks can be leveraged to automate the analytics and perform machine learning. So you can automate. That means once you design it, next time, no, you just change the source data. Finish. Output is ready. You click here, run. Search the patterns and use to automate the set procedures. So if they ask you about asterisks, tell that it is for consolidation. So keywords, some keywords you need to remember. So what are those keywords you need to remember? So you can say that the command line is for extraction of the data, better than Excel, perform work of Excel. Asterisks will do consolidation. It will have a workflow. No coding is required. It can automate the set processes. Okay. So for example, asterisk is used by logistics organization to recompute the revenue entries recorded by the system to match with the final expected revenue of the turnover. Okay, how do they do it? Due to Alteryx processing speed, auditors could recompute all the transactions, whether the revenue was being understated as expected revenue was more than the actual revenue calculated. See what happened? No, see, like it is the logistics process. For example, it will have trucks. So there will be lot of data about the truck movement, which carries the weight and all. So many data, and they would have recorded this is our revenue. This is called the actual revenue. What auditor can do? Auditor can take this data source, they can connect here. See here, I will show you like this. This is because this data is stored in the form of a table. So this is the table which contains the truck number and the quantity which they have moved. In this table only there is amount also, but this is system calculated amount, but you are not sure whether it is correct or not. You will bring something called a rate master. Which rate is applicable? You will consolidate both. You will create one workflow where you will bring these two elements and you will add one node called calculation. It will automatically calculate. Okay, then you can bring the actuals. This is the actual revenue they have charged. Put one pivot table. Okay, I can say like this. Put one VLOOKUP and look for exceptions. So once you have designed it, it is automated. Next time any truck moves, automatically the truck data gets updated here. Automatic calculation will happen. Actual, when they get posted, it will get compared and the exceptions will be given to you. So this is what Alteryx is going to do. This is what they said. This was due to the fact that addendum between the logistics company and the client was not revised in the system. Okay, what happened? The rate was old only, so they charged the old rate, but new rates were here. Because of this, there is a lot of revenue recognition, understatement. So what management should have done? When the rates got changed, they should have updated these rates. They didn't update the rate, but in the rate master or whatever, this is having old rate master. So management gave you the new rate master. So the moment new rate master is changed, you can come to know what exactly is the problem, what is the difference between the old rates and the new rates. So Alteryx has helped an organization in recomputing huge data set, okay, to focus on the actual risk. I hope it's clear, students. This is what an Alteryx can do. And yeah, all this works in a similar way. Third, we have got Power BI. See, what is Power BI? It's called a business intelligence. And what is intelligence? See, intelligence has got two meanings. One, intelligence means making choice. Because your choice will define your success or the failure, your survival or the death. Agree with me? That's why we say I am intelligent or you are intelligent. What is that? Your choices are good. The decisions what you make is good. Because you have to make choices at every point of time. What you eat, what question to write in the examination, what answer to write. These are all the choices. So the quality of choice depends upon the intelligence what you have, which is nothing but a direct product of your IQ. Now there is another word for intelligence, that is hidden information, that is secret agency. That means what we say, no? This intelligence agency, secret intelligence. That means this is nothing but hidden information. So which is that intelligence they are talking here in the business intelligence? They are not talking about your choices, but they are talking in the huge volume of data. What is that hidden information? Now, can the Alteryx do it? Yes. Because both are all these people are competitors. Okay, what Alteryx can do, Power BI also can do, but Power BI can do something different, more, which probably Alteryx cannot do. That's nothing but visualization. That is their strength. Alteryx has got workflow strength. And in this process, probably audit command line must have closed their business. Anyhow, we are sitting because someone must be using in this word audit command language. But these are all the tools of data analytics which is emerging, that's why we are learning under emerging technology. And in advanced identity, this is being taught to you because this is famous right now. Somewhere in 2017 it came. Okay, it had some other version. Just like in the car, we say power steering, power window, power gear and all. No? Everywhere now they started to Microsoft added Power BI, Power Automate, okay, PowerShell. Now, what a Power BI will do, it provides non-technical business users, again no coding, tools for aggregating, analyzing and visualizing and sharing of the data. That means you can collect the data. It is called ETL process, extract, transform and load. You can, in business intelligence, you can get the data from different sources like Word file, website, then you can take Excel, database, SAP. Then this is called extract. Then you can transform that data as per the table format. Then you can load it. And once this is loaded from the different sources, you try to interconnect, analyze them. That means website data you connect with the SAP data. SAP data you connect something in the Word file. And you try to visualize it in the form of chart and graph. Okay, so they will give you graph like this. See, this is the outcome. So always remember, students, Power BI is fundamental. Very strength is visualization. Now they will find the outliers in the population and they provide very interactive dashboard. So if you talk about Power BI, talk about dashboards and visualization. Now dashboard is what? Like what is dashboard? See, in a car when you're driving, when you're driving, in front of you, you have got a dashboard. So it will tell you what is the speed, what is the fuel, what is the temperature, what is the tire pressure. So everything will be told here. So that these are all the parameters you have to monitor when you're driving. Because if anything goes wrong, your car will get stuck. Similarly, when the business is being run, there are different parameters, hidden informations to analyze or to see whether the processes are good. So everything you bring in one dashboard. That means one chart will be there, one graph will be there. You will have one pie chart like this. Okay, so trend, the step one. So you see in the form of a picture, this component is called a dashboard. Just like a car dashboard, Power BI dashboard is used for checking the outliers. That means the moment any value goes wrong, it becomes red. See, in this now, some trend is becoming red. Immediately it will catch your attention. Oh, this is the problem. See, everything is green. It will catch the outliers of an apparel company. Auditors are required to analyze the trend and sales during the year. See, this is that they did month on month sales. By the use of Power BI, sales data provided by the client were further converted into dashboard to analyze the trends and pattern. It was noted that the sales transactions were performed during non-business hours. So they gave an illustrative chart like, okay, what was the percentage of the sales month on month? Like suddenly there was a drop, suddenly there was increase and there was no sales only. See, now you come to know, okay, on other ways, okay, it's fine. 9% increased, 8% decreased, 22%. Okay, I can say acceptable. But suddenly 161% changed in June. What is the reason? Is it a season time? Or what time this entry happened? Is it in the night? Okay, is it a quarter closing? Then suddenly no sales only, because do you want to shift it to the next month? Next quarter the sales are going to happen, or did you shifted it in the previous quarter? So many patterns you can understand if you come to know about particular tool, if you are going to use this. Okay, and the last one you have got caseware. Okay, primarily this was called idea caseware. This is also very similar to Excel, data analytics software that provides the tools that helps in conducting audits assurance quickly, accurately and consistently, streamlining the processes and eliminating the routine tasks. Okay, again one more type of tool used by the accounting firms, governments and corporations wide world, but all these things are losing its significance. Power BI is emerging, but there are more new tools are getting emerged. Okay, NIME is another tool. Now what a caseware will provide, it provides solutions to build the accounting software which can turns any document into cost effective client ready report. That means you can, okay, it has got its own application. Some firm or organizations may prefer to use it. Automatically it links to the client data and securely communicate with the client in real time. And regardless of the location, all authorized users have got access to the same document. So we can say they have given some picture of this caseware. Okay, we can assume like this. What is the strength of a caseware? Primarily access to the documentation, automation. So accounting software, okay, helps to build that accounting software. So whenever the accounting entries are passed, there is some supporting. That supporting has to be stored. So case, what is the case? Suitcase. Suitcase is something which will have so many documents, so many files, so many dress. So it will give access to so many, like you can easily carry that. So Caseware is more a software which helps to develop the accounting softwares, helps to communicate securely. See, in suitcase, you keep something, you hand over the suitcase. See, it's a secure way of communication. In movies and all they show, no, one suitcase will have drugs, another suitcase will have money, they will exchange it. It's a secure way to transfer. And authorized users have access to the same document. That means if you know the number code to open the suitcase, okay, only authorized people can have access to the documents. And they have given one picture of this, how it will look like. Okay, so this is all about your data analytics. Actually, they should have gone for AI, RPA, blockchain, but they started with another new heading called automated tools. But data analytics is also an automated tool. See, so many places they told that you can automate using this. All these tools you can use for automation. Even clients can use it, auditors can use it. But when the auditors are using it, you are going to use it from the perspective of analytics. That's why it is called a CAT tools. So 4 CAT tools we discussed: ACL, Asterix, Power BI, Caseware. Now let us see some test your knowledge questions, what they can ask you on this. Then we will learn about other emerging technologies. See, simply they tell you one heading called automated and all, they confuse you. Okay, so we can talk one heading called emerging technology. In an automated environment, the data stored and processed by the system can be used to get various insights into the business operates. This data can be used for preparation of MIS, electronic dashboards that give high-level snapshot of the business performance. Briefly discuss the meaning of data analytics. So you need to tell what it is. Examples of data analytics techniques. Very easy and straightforward question. So what is data analytics? So you should say analyzing of the data to get the meaningful information using processes, tools and techniques. And what is CAT? When you are using in the audit, it's called a CAT. What are those? Like command language is there, Asterix is there, Power BI. So each has got like extraction and analysis, consolidation of the operational data in the form of a workflow. Power BI is more like visualizations, chart, graph, dashboards. Caseware is more like analytical insights, streamlining the process. Okay, we can change here. You can say that it will help you to data analytics software, or it will help you for document management, access to the documents. Yes, next question. Test your understanding too. CAY is planning to use CAT. See, this keyword only tell you where exactly this will fit, emerging technology, for compliance test or substantive test. That means you can use the CAT for test of control or substantive procedures. Can you list out few examples of few situations of test performed by using CAT? So you can mark it as a priority 1, because answer is only in test your understanding 2. This is not there in the study material. Now, what is that you can use it for? Can you give me some examples of some work? Like you can identify the exceptions. For example, any cash transactions above 10,000 rupees, for example, for your tax audit purpose. Any cash payments you have done above 10,000, you can just run one report and you can find out. Identify the error. For example, account number which is not a numeric. Verify the calculation. You can re-perform the calculation, like what is the TDS rate applicable, or you can give that logistics example. You can recalculate the revenue now. You have the quantity, you have got the distance, you have got the rates applicable, you have got the truck movement data. So using these automated tools, CAT tools, you can calculate. Existence of records. You can see, is there any field having null values, like invoices which do not have any vendor name only. So you can just run a report and see how many invoices are there where there is no vendor name. You can check for completeness, like null values in any field such as invoice number, value. This is called a data completeness. Is any fields are missing, quantity is not included involved. Data consistency. Identify the data which is not consistent with the regular format, like invoices which is not in a proper sequence. Some missing invoices are there. So this is inconsistent now. Duplicate payments you can verify. Okay, is the single invoice paid twice? Accounts exceeding the authorization limit. That means some customer has been granted credit, or in your bank audit, your OD has crossed its sanction limit now. How that is possible? How somebody could have granted more OD? How the systems have broken? So how the you are doing test of controls now. How somebody system is not able to detect it? That's why students, please mark it. Very nice. They can actually, what they can do, they can ask you this question, plus they can ask you, give some two examples. So this will, any two will fetch you 2 marks. Telling one example plus with what exactly it is, one heading and telling what that example is all about. You can tell any two things, or they can create one case study based on this only. They may ask you what is data analytics, give me some examples of the tools. So these are all the 4 are the examples of tools. These are all the examples of situations where you can use these tools. I hope you're clear. Next, they will call it as a automated tools in audit. Okay, this is also an emerging tools only. See, emerging tools. What are those automated tools? You have got a robotic process automation, blockchain, machine learning, Internet of Things, and AI. Okay, now already we have discussed. I had shown you also. You remember, no? I opened Excel file. I opened that ICA website. Those tools are called robotic process automation. So, based on the management's and auditors' independent risk assessment, the audit scope may be included peripheral systems also, as well as testing general IT controls and application controls. Now, what is peripheral system? Supporting IT systems. See, traditionally, if you are an auditor, what is that system you would have been looked for? We call it, sir, this is SAP. This is within my scope. This was the traditional. When you talk about SAP, SAP is an application. So you will test application control and you test general IT control for SAP. This is the traditional thing. Today, cyber security also has become part of it. Now, you may have to test the peripheral systems also. What is the peripheral? The supporting system. Like for example, if the order is coming through a website has been loaded in WordPress or GoDaddy.com. It is a web-based app. Now that is pushing data into SAP. Should you not include audit of this particular website also part of your scope? Now website will have a chatbot. Chatbot is processing the payment. It is talking to your bank, core banking solution. Chatbot has been created through WordPress, BotPress. Now BotPress is another application. Should it not also not be part of your scope? Because somebody could have done the fraud here. Wrong refund can happen. So that's why students, your scope has expanded because of automation tools. Because client has gone for automation. Today you see website you order, automatically bank will get credited. You will get that your data gets updated. Deliver this information will go to some supplier. Supplier will supply. He will supply to you. You see, we are talking about the Internet of Things. It's all interconnected now. You have become a web of systems. So, a modern auditor may have to increase the scope rather than traditional SAP. Because once upon a time, there was no interconnection. Like you go to bank. The only way transaction would have happened is you have to give some slips and the bank employee will make data entry. Today, transaction is happening at ATM. Transaction is happening in the what is it called, the banking apps. So many outside, so many places is happening and it's getting integrated. So now every ATM has become the part of your scope of your audit, right? Now, when the customer is placing order or doing some banking transaction through their mobile app, that Google GPay, is it connected with your SAP or your core banking solution? Yes. So GPay system also becomes part of your audit. This is what they say, that because of the automation, your peripheral systems also getting included in the scope of audit. Audit will become unrecognizable in next 5 to 10 years because of the developments which is happening right now. Now, first thing we will discuss about the emerging technology. So first of all, we are talking about the peripheral system. Why? Because of the Internet of Things. Now you may have to go for increasing the scope. So what is things here? Things is an item, device. When you say things, it is an item. Now Internet of Things means every item has got an internet connection now. And you can operate from remote places. So it's like a modern house where you have got so many connecting devices like cell phone, coffee maker, washing machine, everything is got connected, interconnected to each other. That means before you enter the house, you can switch on your AC. Okay, you can give an instruction, coffee is going to becoming hot now. So that the moment you come, you can start drinking. So key component of Internet of Things is data collection. That means each of the devices collect the data, analyze, there should be internet connectivity, there should be a people and the processor. So they will talk to each other, they will work with each other. Okay, they know how exactly what to be done. The moment person enters the house, the light is switched on. So these are all Internet of Things. So they not only change the business model, but also affect the strategic objectives of the organization. Risk profile of the entity is also going to change because new laws are new risks have come and they have exposed to the new laws and regulations. Now, examples they have given about Internet of Things. So you can talk about Internet of Things means connected devices, and you can talk about this example like connected cars, smart home security, the options for home security from the doorbell cameras, outdoor cameras, user view videos feed, okay, when they are away from the home. See, today CCTV, you are sitting far away and watching CCTV, Internet of Things. Data from the machines will be read to predict when the equipment is going to break. So you will get your car will tell you, today you don't know. You go roughly based on somebody's advice, okay? If after 2-3 months or 5,000 kilometers, whichever is earlier, you come to the service. Why I should go? Let my car only analyze when the service is required, and let it predict and give me one WhatsApp message that look Baba, your tires have worn out. Next within 5 days you may have to replace it, or within 50 kilometers you have to replace it. Fantastic. That means a lot of uncertainty is avoided when I make the machines to work with each other, understand each other, and tell me what I need to do. So this is going to happen when you have this analytics, data collection, connectivity, people, and the process. These are all the key components of Internet of Things. Then refrigerator, what it can do, the moment it sees that number of eggs have reduced, it will automatically place order to Amazon. Then Amazon guy comes, automatic payment is also done. He will deliver, and I know, okay, somebody is ringing the bell. I don't know why. So Amazon fellow has come with the eggs now. Huh? Who ordered? Okay, sir, he will show me the order. Oh, my fridge ordered it. Chalo, I will bring the egg and keep in the egg. Ah, beautiful life, no? Smart oven works by scanning the QR. You need not do anything. You bring some food, it will have a QR. You don't know what is the percentage or like that heat and all you need to kept in the oven. Just show the QR, keep the food. Yes, it only will decide how to what amount of cooking to do, burning and all. Researchers use Internet of Things to collect the data about customer preferences, behavior, okay, so that they can have serious implications. Okay, they can have serious implications for the privacy and security. This is the risk. So they can use the Internet of Things devices to gather the data about the customer preferences and behavior. Like you see, whenever you are checking something in the internet, automatically in the YouTube, you start getting advertisement on that because they are trying to collect that data from whichever source. Like you swipe one card to pay the fees of your kids, you start getting messages on school or kids related activities because your card, the moment it is gets swiped, the information went, somebody collected that because we are living in that Internet of Things. Always there is a pattern here. First thing you need to say what it is. What is Internet of Things? When we talk about automated tools, what are the implications for an audit? So one of the big implication is you have to scope new systems. Till yesterday, AC was not part of your audit. You used to just switch on AC and sit there. But today, since AC has been connected, it is gathering information. It is giving that information and it's connected to your SAP system. Tomorrow you may have to audit AC also from cybersecurity framework. Second, you may have to upskill the auditors. You have to train them to use this Internet of Things. Then you consumer facing tools are there. Like you have got a website, etc. They can impact the flow of transaction and introduce the new risk. So you have to look into it. Then you have got a payment processing tools like credit card, etc. at the retail location. So this could create a new path for incoming payments that may rely on the new service provider. Say Paytm, all the different types of frauds happen in the QR code. So people used to change that QR scanning code only. Today, see, you have got a machine. It has created a new business only actually. That can you imagine, student? That one, see the innovative idea. That one machine which tells, "Dhanyawad, आपका इतना पैसा आ गया," in Amitabh Bachchan voice. You see, first of all, Amitabh Bachchan also made money out of it. And the one who designed this Paytm designed one speaker, right? You imagine how many people purchased across India. See, new business came because of this. Huh? Now, see, it gave more secure because somebody will do the scanning and they show. It can be a fake screenshot also. Because somebody can create an app to create that sound and all. But when it has reached your system, that is what you got a confirmation. No, I got a money. Okay. They don't even check the bank account. Did it got credited or not? Because this itself gives that assurance to you. This is digital audit. Because client is placing reliance on the machines now. Oh, I got a money. Did he really got it? Did he check the bank account? No. But he got just a message from this. Because it's integrated. So these are all the considered audit implications. You have to add new skills, train the people, go through and check the consumer facing tools, consider the payment processing tools. And what are the common risks? Yes, data can hijack, device hijacking, somebody can steal that device only, data siphoning, denial of service attack, because so many AC also tomorrow trying to access Amazon.com, fridge is accessing Amazon.com, every fridge is accessing in the world. Your system is down, data breach and device theft can happen. I hope students you can write this simple. Perfect. Okay, now one more new emerging technology is artificial intelligence. See, artificial intelligence was already there in 1950s, but November 30, 2000, see, like internet was invented in 1969, but in 1990, US government made it available to the public. From then the Amazon.com, Alibaba.com, all this came from 1990. It's a very fantastic, okay, your Infosys, okay, so many companies flourished after, because this was the tech boom that 1919 onwards, because internet came. Okay, so communication expanded. So in 1950s, the concept of machine learning and AI came. First somebody thought, okay, why machines can't learn? November 30, 2022, a chat GPT released one model to the general public. See, before that also AI was being used. Amazon was using AI, Meta is using AI, Facebook or YouTube, everybody is using AI. But we started to use, auditors started to use, okay, maybe big firms might have been using it, but we started to use after this because we realized the potential. Now, what is one difference, students, between all the innovations we have done till now versus this? Like we started with something tools, because why tools are required? If you are sitting next to me, I don't need a tool. But if you are sitting 2 kilometers far away from me, I need a tools like a binocular or a telescope. So tools are required when biologically I cannot help myself. I need a tool. So we started with the very first tool called stone tools, which changed the humanity. First time we understood, okay, stone can give me so much power. I can hit somebody's head with this and I can kill it. See, Stone Age came. Then we invented tire, we invented fire, we invented language, we invented agricultural tools, printing press, writing, so many things we did. And I say that keep all these things on one side. We came across something called AI. This should be on the other side. What is that one thing which distinguishes all these tools from AI? That is, for the first time ever, this will make its own decisions. What is decision? That's right. What is intelligence? Intelligence is your ability to take decisions. How do you take decisions? Because you learn. What is learning? Understanding of the environment, getting that information and trying to predict the next thing. Because see, students, what you are a predicting machine. When you see a door, you are not seeing a door. Your brain is predicting that door. After your information goes inside, then brain will connect. That's why people say Pratyaksha Kandaru Paramparisi. That means even though you see it, even though you hear it, it may not be the truth. Because your brain is constantly predicting things in order to survive. If you go into the science, if you understand what it is. AI is exactly a replica of our brain. What it is doing, it is predicting what will be the next word based on certain algorithm. Algorithm means steps. So what, and because of this, it is able to take the decision. See, when it is able to take the decision, it is good also, bad also. Like you have got this YouTube, Facebook. Is it good or bad? It is both. Alcohol, good or bad? It is both. Because alcohol can be used as a medicine also. It is good also, it is bad also. But to what extent? See, that's why we say that anything you do overly, it becomes bad. So when you talk about decision making, see, decision making good also in some sense, because tomorrow, no, they can, this AI can figure out the medicine for cancer. It can see the solution for plastic. It can see the solution for global warming, which we could not figure out. But it can be bad because tomorrow it may decide to launch one atom bomb. It can take a decision to kill someone. It can brainwash you. It can make you to do. Please see, watch one movie called Afraid. How AI is going to change the human mind. Very nice movie. So what is an AI now? AI is nothing but a program, but it's a different program which never came earlier in the human history. The reason, because it can take decisions based on the predictions, just like us. We will also predict, our brain predicts. Like in the examination hall, you start predicting, you start seeing what your mind is predicting. That's why no, I got surprised students. Sometimes no, when you do over homework, like same problems you solve multiple times. See, this risk is there, I'm telling you. The risk can be like this. In FR, particularly I saw this earlier. Students solve the same problem. Same problems comes in the examination also. You identify, because you saw this and your mind starts to know, oh, this is the problem. But everything is same there except one. That is called your discount factor. Discount factor they give 12%. In the study material they gave 10%. In the examination they didn't tell 12%. They said 12%. You see how ICA is playing with your mind. I get surprised to see that students have solved this problem using 10%. Why? Because they remembered this problem. They were not in the present year. Please understand. This is how some problem, no, they tell 10%. Some problems say they tell in words the percentage. See, what ICA wants, you be in the present. Don't go too much in the predictions. Don't bring your past and be biased. So what happened now? Because of this one factor, your entire problem gets wrong. Your mind will automatically take this 10%. So like this, biases can happen with the AI also. Please understand. AI is just like us. It is a predicting model and it takes decisions based on that prediction. It doesn't act. Okay. So that's why we have to give very important, like we have to be very careful when we give instructions. See, they are very good in understanding data. Like you see, robot movie. Within 2 minutes or 1 second or 2 seconds, that chitty will read all the telephone directory numbers. See, this is what AI can do. It can read and grasp so much data. At the same time, you remember that one scene, if you have seen that movie, her mother, Rajnikant's mother tells something, okay, that put a TV or something, that robot will go and flash the TV on the floor. Now, see, this is what can go wrong. When you give the instruction, it will interpret it. See, previous RPAs, any automation tools never interpreted, it just obeyed you. When it didn't understood what you said, it just got stuck. But AI will not get stuck. It will take its own decision. It will interpret your words. That's why it is good also, it is bad also. Self-driving cars. See, they are using AI. Manufacturing robots, smart assistants, marketing chatbots. See, chatbots, how intelligently they speak. Virtual travel agent, booking agent. That means you can simply ask the travel agent, get me the lowest flight. It only will search. It only will figure out and it will book the tickets. The self-deploying robots can determine how much vacuuming there is to do based on the room size, uses AI to scan the room size, identify obstacle, and remember most efficient rooms for cleaning. That means if you have got a robotic cleaner, it can just figure out what is the size of the room, where are the obstacles. Okay, it can calculate, it can do the cleaning in the best way. You can give some example. So the more example like Siri to help to find your airports, because Siri may have, like for example, it can have CCTV, it can use the CCTV. You have kept somewhere, you are searching. No, ask Siri, where is my airport? Since your house is covered with the CCTVs, now somewhere you have kept it, the Siri will identify. It says go and check next to the table. Ah, you found it. You tell Alexa, turn off the lights. It quick commands it will do. From the faraway places you can do. AI can be predicted when to book the lowest flight tickets, hotel, car, etc. Let that sit and do overnight. Using the historical flight and hotel and available data, it will recommend the users whether it has reached its lowest price or not. So these are all the different applications or users of AI. I hope it's clear. So AI means you have to talk about an algorithm, making decisions, predicting model. This is the keyword for AI. Internet of Things means the interconnected devices. This is the keyword. Now, again, we will have to talk about what is the audit implications now. Now, biggest problem is its invisible nature of the algorithm. You remember, students, again, robot movie. He created a robot, but later he could not control that robot because somebody put something, that villain, no, Danny. He will put some information in the brain, and that it becomes a malicious robot now, Chitty. He will start creating its own robots. Same issue happens because when you created an algorithm, later, since it is self-learning, it will update itself now. And because of these updates, you will not come to know now what is that. It is because algorithm becomes invisible. Originally, you created something, but today it has completely changed. So because of this, okay, you must focus on the logical flow of processes, and there can be unintended biases could be there. So the algorithms could be wrong. You don't know. So you have to focus on the process and check for the unintended biases, because nobody intended, because AI don't have any intention. Please keep this in mind. We have got an intention. Intention means the purpose, why we are doing it. AI doesn't know because it doesn't have any consciousness. But in this process, no, there can be some bias, mistakes. Check effectiveness of the algorithms and whether the output is properly reviewed by the organization, because there should be something called a human in loop. Because if you don't have a human in loop, tomorrow whom you are going to hold responsible for the mistakes? Will you throw the AI out? AI will never cry. But since you can throw a human being out, you can make their life miserable, you can arrest them. Human will be always serious. That's why keep human in the loop. Check whether the outputs are properly reviewed. Confirm their understanding how the use of AI affect the transactions, generating reports. You can ignore this point. You can talk about this. Check whether AI is making decision or its decisions are used by the humans and management is making decision. Who is taking decision? Tomorrow, student, if it will start doing some marketing campaigns, it will use some religious related some abuses. Religious abuses it will do. So you have plotted one AI for doing marketing campaign. It will do some religious abusing. Like today people do, no, for the sake of getting publicity. One person will abuse another person's religion. Okay? Not realizing both are same. Now, okay, today you can hold that person responsible. Tomorrow, if your AI has taken a decision to abuse somebody's religion so that your company's product can get a popularity, whom you will make a responsible? Company can get closed. Huh? Now, is that to send that advertisement? Is it an AI's decision or a human's decision? So that's what you need to check. And management shift its focus on oversight. That means if tomorrow they see that AI is very good and they hand over the work to AI and they don't oversight, they don't do oversight. That means oversight also given to AI only. Relying on the AI, auditor should understand what shift has occurred and what new risks have come. Like instead of account managing, processing the invoice, AI process the vendor for the payment. AI only doing. Okay, so we are not focusing on the oversight now. And we told, okay, Baba, yeah, you are very good, you only do it. Previously, there was the maker and checker, but then the process is completely automated. So this is what you need to see, whether the management has shifted their focus on the oversight because they started to rely AI. Followed, no? So this is what you need to do. See, this is happening slowly. Lot of instances. See, one instance, my daughter, no, by mistake, took the blood pressure related tablet. She's of only 8 years. Now we got worried. At that point of time, I don't know, I was making her trying to vomit and all. Immediately I asked ChatGPT. ChatGPT told me that, okay, don't try to make her vomit, take her to the doctor, okay, let them check. Okay, at least at that point of time, it gave me so much. One day, I was traveling in the bus, okay, I was having severe headache. I was already in the bus. Okay, what to do now? So I was searching in my bag, I got one packet. Okay, one tablet I got. First time, I don't know the name also. I took the screen, I took the photo and gave it to ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT said that, okay, this one type of 650 was written there somewhere. I didn't observe. It said that it is something like it's a paracetamol, okay, and you can take. And the expiry was date was not there. I took the paracetamol. You see, if ChatGPT was not there, I would not have taken that, because I don't know what that tablet is all about. But ChatGPT told me, okay, do this. See, it's predicted that in 2050, the best medical advice what a richest person would have got, that same advice a poor person will be getting from his smartphone. This is what we are predicting today. So 2050 will be totally different. World will be totally different. So this is what you need to see. Okay, because management now will start trusting AIs more. Again, one more incident. I went to one place. There was one solar system, solar water heater. It was very different. So my wife asked me, "What is this?" I didn't know. I took the photo to the ChatGPT. ChatGPT told me the manufacturer make everything. Even eventually what happened? No, we start relying on it. Okay, now question comes: who will take the decision? Tomorrow ChatGPT can tell, go and buy this product. Oh, that means it is not no more my decision, it's ChatGPT's decision. So I'm getting an input and taking its own my decision. So this is what you need to see. Have you shifted your focus? So this is your audit implication. They can ask you in the exam. Now, what is the common risk with the AI? Security is the key risk, because more data, your data may be in the ChatGPT now. ChatGPT may be using your data to train. It can get leaked. Your client data may be there. So there will be more entry point and connections to the systems. Inappropriate configuration can happen. Like medical, say, because of that medical, so I was not supposed to take that tablet. Because of the inappropriate medical configuration, that ChatGPT told me take it, and because of this some other problem came. Oh, who is responsible now? This is the risk now associated. If it is badly configured or malfunction, it can harm the people before the problem is even spotted. Now, data privacy is the biggest problem, because your data may be in the internet. So these are all the three problems associated with the AI. Now, there will be more students, but you can try to remember this. Okay, decision making itself is another problem, decision making, because we may have to bring human in the loop. Because if we permit AI to take its own decision, okay, like for example, AI only decided to give me the tablet. I didn't even ask, thinking I have got a temperature. AI only gave me tablet. Into it instructed that coffee maker, okay, put this tablet there. Right, Baba, I'm gone, no? So that decision may be good decision or bad decision, but their decision is going to kill me. So these are all the risks associated with the AI. Next is your blockchain. Okay, we will try to understand what a blockchain is all about. So blockchain is based on decentralized and a distributed ledger secured through encryption. Okay, I can give you some example like this. See, whenever any transaction used to happen between any two parties, there should be a monetary. We are talking about economic transaction. Whenever any economic transaction happens, say this is me, this is you. We need one intermediary like a bank or government, because that will be passing through them. I will make one entry in my ledger in SAP. He will do one entry in his tally. Bank will do in their core banking solution. You see, there are transaction is one, records are 3. You may not have recorded this payment. So tomorrow, when you prepare financial statement, who is going to trust this? Instead, if all are interconnected, how it will be? So what we will do, I will bring the example of Google Pay. See, tomorrow you could have made a payment, online payment to someone, or you would have issued one check. I can give you a best example, traditional only. There is one transaction happens about the payment. You have issued one check to this vendor. Now, based on, he presented the check to the banker and banker made the payment. He recorded that check, but you never made the entry into your books of accounts. Is this possible? Yes. So when we talk about an information system, it is incomplete information system. Why? Because somebody recorded this transaction here. This transaction got recorded here. This transaction got recorded here, but this transaction didn't get recorded here. Why? Because of the oversight or whatever it is. Now, this necessitates, because of the inconsistency in the information systems. See, there are 3 systems or there are 2 systems, and those 2 systems are not matching. They're not talking to each in the real time. There is one requirement for reconciliations. You have to make one reconciliation. Why? Because you didn't pass the entry. Now, instead of issuing check, I will bring Google Pay. I have got my mobile phone. You have got my mobile phone. Google Pay has got a server. You will make the payment through a Google phone. Now tell me, students, is it that you forgot to make an entry? Google Pay entries are automatic here. What payment you have got, that person has got a receipt. That means if I send you the screenshot of my Google Pay, oh, you don't even check whether you have received or not. You are happy because you know that this screenshot cannot be manipulated. And it will happen, see, simultaneously both the systems gets updated right now, immediately. Just to tell you a concept, I will tell you more. Okay, just to have an analogy, like what is a blockchain? It is decentralized. That means there are so many computers today. Today, instead of doing individual, they will form one network of computers. And they will transact in one particular way. That's called a blockchain way. So instead of doing the entries in the SAP, they will do the entry in their one particular software. Now, that software, that is a distributed ledger. It will make entry in everybody's ledger. Suppose I will do the transaction between these 2 people. Okay, transaction happened between these 2 computers. Entry will be found in everybody's system. These 2 people will do. Everybody will see the entry, but that will go in the form of a block. Entry will be recorded in the form of a block. Everybody's transactions are interconnected so that somebody cannot do any manipulations. There is no choice for someone that I forgot to make the entry in my books of accounts. The moment any transaction happens, automatically the ledger transaction gets updated in every system because it's just a matter of digits now, 0 and 1. It gets updated everywhere. Now, each transaction is validated by a blockchain participants, creating a block of information. Like one block of information gets created like this, and someone will validate and interconnect them. Blocks are sequenced so that any modification or deletion in the block disqualifies the information. That means if someone, this block belongs to this entity, this block belongs to this entity, this block belongs to this entity. The moment me go back and change anything, all these blocks will get disrupted. That means somebody will easily figure out, okay, so and so person made a manipulation, and we will throw him out of this organization. He is no more part of my network because he is trying to manipulate the block. So nobody will dare. See, please understand, student, blockchain is not that absolute assurance. It will make things difficult. See, tomorrow I do a murder and the evidence is available only in my house or in one person's house. I can enter that person's house and destroy that evidence. But if the same evidence is sitting in 50,000 people's house, you understand? If I am doing one-to-one transaction and that transaction is only one location, I can just go and manipulate somebody's documents. No, clean transaction. Like I have efficiently deleted it. But if this evidence of my crime is sitting in 50,000 computers, see, literally it becomes very difficult for me to go and delete this transaction from all the 50,000 computers. This is what a blockchain is going to do. Transactions are validated by a blockchain participant, creating the block of information, and that blocks are sequenced one after the another so that modifications become difficult. Despite resistance, benefits are associated with the blockchain being recognized across the variety of industry. Like, what is Bitcoin now? I will explain. Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the money or benefit what the blockchain, the miners are going to get to calculate something called a hash. They are rewarded in the form of Bitcoins. Cryptocurrency is like currency. This cryptocurrency is awarded to the miners. Now, blockchain in money transfer, smart contracts, etc. can happen. Okay, now let us understand the concept. Okay, from academic point, not at all. Otherwise, this theory becomes only theory for you. There is something called a node. Node means like a computer, like your mobile phone is like a node. If you want to do a Google Pay, should you not download the app of Google Pay in your mobile? Another person also should have the Google Pay. They also should download. So I can say that there are so many nodes, and every node will download one app called a blockchain. That's why they will form a network now. So if there is one node which have not installed this blockchain app, they are outside the system. So can they transact with any of these people? No. So tomorrow that person downloads it. Yes, he gets connected to the node. He becomes part of the network now. So like this, so many people will download this blockchain app. Just analogy. Now, have you clear who is a node? Node means one computer. Now, there is somebody called a miner. In between, now there are some miners. What the miners will do, they will try to find out something called hash. Okay, now one question comes, what is hash? Now, hash is conversion of some information in some, what is that called? In some other way. What is that called? In a hidden way. Like, for example, I say, instead of telling A, I say ABC Limited. Every A, I will replace it with the second character, CDE Limited. Now, when I say CDE, I know this is called a private encryption. What is that? I have used a key to hash it. What is that key? Private key. That means every letter, when you replace it with the preceding two letter, you get its original meaning. I don't say hi, I say PQ. So when you replace one word with another, then you understand its original meaning. This is called encryption. This process is called encryption, and this is called a decryption. And hashing is that hashed value is that encrypted value. CDE limited is that encrypted. Nobody will understand what is CDE. People will understand what is ABC. Okay, let me demonstrate also. So whenever any two communication happens between these two nodes, it will happen in the form of one information block, and that block information is converted into a hash, so that nobody will understand what this information is all about. Yeah, because when I am making a payment to you, see, only we should be aware. Why these people should be aware? What payment you did, how much payment you did, what is the transaction? Because that is the secret information. That's why there is a hashed value. Now this secret information is hashed. Nobody can find out what exactly happened. Who knows? Me knows. I know that because this transaction happened between me and you. I know, you know, but these people know that there is only one hashed value. So one information block is getting created. Now, since we are talking about the blockchain, that hashes should start with 4 preceding 0. And your transaction, second transaction happens between this and this. Now, one more hashed block will get created. But the preceding hash of this will be added here. Okay, let me show you one live demo of how it may look like. Just see, students. I'll just show you so that you may get one fair idea what we are trying to talk about here. See, blocks are clear, no? Blocks are nothing but the transactions which are happening. See, like each block is nothing but one information. It contains some information. This is the data, the transaction which happened. Who will know about this data? Only I will know and the other party will know. Now, every data, like for example, I will say this is the block of transaction. This is happening between these two entities, between entity number 1 and entity number 2. So what is the transaction which happened? So the transaction happened, fund transfer. See, the moment I type fund transfer, do you see it is getting hashed here? Fund transfer of rupees 25,000 rupees from A to B. See, it got hashed. But what is the uniqueness of blockchain? This hash to there everywhere now. Every encryption will have this hash. But what is unique for blockchain? Every hash should start with a 40. Now, who will do this job? See, there's something called mining. When I click on mine, see, miners will try to find out, okay, they will do a lot of calculations and they come up with the 40000 and one hash value. Now, the moment they attach it, this block became green. That means, okay, somebody has sealed it. It is more like a sealing now. Now, this hash will become hash of next transaction. You see here, previous hash 00006C, 00006C. Do you see this? Now, let us assume the transaction will happen between node number 2 and node number 3. One more new block will get created. Okay, let me show you that block. So, I will say B will transfer rupees 80,000 to C. See, one more new hash came. And when this hash, is it starting with 0? No. Who will know about this? Only B and C we can know. Who will know this? A and B can know. But others will see only the hash. Now, miners will start mining. Again, they will start with 0000. See, this preceding block will become this 0606C, 00020 become the next block. Did you see here? Next block started with this. The third transaction happens between, say, for example, C and D. So, C will transfer one fund transfer. Okay, let me go back and do this. Fund transfer of C and D rupees 4,000. Again, I will do mine. See, again it became 0. So, whoever is doing this mining, okay, those people are getting bitcoins. See, like this, friends, anything, no, now blocks are getting created. See, so many people are getting bitcoins there, that is getting traded. Okay, see, now every blocks have become green. Now, what happens? Suppose B wanted to manipulate their accounts and he wanted to tell, instead of 80,000, he wanted 8 lakhs. The moment he put 8 lakh, you see, every block became red now. Every hash got restated now. Now again somebody has to do mining. Instantly they will figure out, Arey Baba, this is transaction between B and C has been manipulated. They will be thrown out of the organization. That's why mining will help you to maintain that sanctity. I hope, students, you are clear. You saw what is the blockchain technology, how it's going to operate. Yes, see, like this, transaction is requested, block is created, it is sent to every people in the node. Everybody will maintain, what they will maintain, only hash value. So now the miner will come into picture, he will find out that 000 hash, he will connect it to the previous block. Yes, now blockchain is created. Nobody can manipulate. The moment somebody manipulates, every subsequent transaction will get void. Now, what is the audit implications now? First is the governance and the security. You have to consider there should be appropriate governance. The security is premised based on the cryptography. Now, what is this cryptography? What risks are associated with it? That's why you have to have an oversight now. Now, blockchain interacts with the legacy system, business partners. So, there is the data confidentiality has to be considered. What if your data, if somebody is able to see now? Previously, this data was sitting only in your system and other party system. Today, everybody's system, this data is sitting, your transaction. So what if they are able to see? That's why data confidentiality is another thing. Laws and regulations are just getting emerged. Okay, because government may ban you Bitcoin transactions, God knows. So you have to verify, your laws and regulations can result into non-compliances. Government might have told certain types of cryptocurrency transactions you should not enter, and you entered there. Weak chain blockchain development can also create a problem. So these are all the audit implications associated with the blockchain. Now, what are the risks associated? One, see, having strength of the blockchain, it cannot be broken. No, that itself can become your weakness. Huh? What if you entered into a wrong transaction? Gone. Today you can get a refund. Tomorrow it can create one more problem for you. You may not be able to break. So the strength, irreversibility of a transaction can itself become big weakness. So that's why you need to have, without proper keys, okay, access to the data without proper key can makes very without insecure. And if you are not logged out, you need to have a proper clear contingent plan. So if you cannot reverse the transaction, you need to have a contingency plans. Since so many people are connected to you, cyber attack can happen. Law and regulation is just evolving. Okay, just the government is coming with the act now. They are telling, okay, what should be the blockchain related policy, what is the cyber security policy. So the regulatory landscape is just evolving. So these are all the things you need to keep in mind. Yes, I think yeah, there are so many things, students. Yeah, I hope we can stop now. In the evening we will start with the non-fungible token. Yes, we will understand it. Yeah, by today evening we will try to complete. And is it possible we can start somewhere at 5:30 or 6 today, a bit early? We can wind up early also. Yeah, I'll send the message. Yeah? Whether we start at 5:30 or 6, I will tell you. Okay, you please see the message before we start. Okay, yes, thank you, students. We'll continue in the evening.